Sorry about that, Circus. Yeah, I had YouTube up and going, but I hadn't displayed the screen yet. You should be able to see it now. Again, I'm still in this open Momo trade that I get in around $4. I'm looking to take profits pretty soon. Open 1/2 off, 55 cents. Good job, Joe. Very nice. Really nice. I'm out. All right, so I'm out of Momo. I was able to get out at about 438. 438. That was a nice lookout, nice call out there on that by Shai and Joe. Very nice. I appreciate that. That was a pretty nice win for me. I get in at 401. I get out at 438. Okay, let's go back to the market here. Very compressed market right now. Coming up on 11:37. The market very compressed right here. Just moving pretty much sideways. URGN pulling back a little bit, but just down a dime this morning. Still trading over $15. WDC chopping around as well, up 22 cents. Again, we're out of ASTS. We get out at a good level. Okay. SPY continuing to grind a little bit higher. There's a new high, by the way. That's a new all-time high on the SPY. There's a new all-time high in the Qs. Market very, very resilient here. Continuing to be bullish. IWM up about 0.8% this morning. This is the one index that hasn't gotten to the all-time high yet. Not really even that close to it yet. still flattening out here. Riot, another crypto stock here, putting in a high, starting to pull back just a bit. Crypto's been very, very strong here this morning. MSTR starting to pull back again. They all gapped up this morning. Mara pulling back as well. Riot's another Bitcoin stock, starting to just come back off the high just a bit. Nick, do I think there's another trade in AST? It's holding Thursday and Friday's high. Yeah, I mean it could be. I'd be waiting. You know, on ASTS we caught a nice gap up here this morning, and this move has been really nice and smooth. But we're getting a little extended here, as you can see. The high here today was about $61. The 8 is a 53. It's about $8 above the 8 exponential moving average when it got to the high today, about $8. And if we look at the ATR, you see it's about less than $4. So it's 2 ATRs extended. My preference on something like this would be wait for it to pull back and get closer to the 8, a PBO, something that pulls back and then bounces, as opposed to chasing it up here. I'd be much more looking for stocks that pull back and bounce. Again, I took Dell this morning on that pullback. See how it came right down almost to the algo line and then back above this 129.27. I think this is a really nice, better setup than ASTS right now for a long. All right. Just watching the market, see if we've got any more, trying to keep up with all the questions, and appreciate them all. Ryan, did I exit MP last week? Yes, I did. I took a nice profit at MP last week. I'm out of that right now. I think I took it, I think Friday, I can't remember when I closed MP out, but I had a nice profit in it, so I took it. Morning, Heaven. Good morning. Again, very bullish market. A lot of bearish sentiment from people that have been bearish for the last 6 months. And I mean, again, I don't predict market direction for any period of time. I just trade what the market gives us. And there's been a lot of pessimism in the market because of tariffs, because of China, because of some of the employment numbers are coming down. Some of the economic numbers had been weak. Now they're starting to look better. If you've been bearish for the last 3 or 4 months, you're really missing out on a good opportunity. And you know that's why your mindset's important. And having having a mindset that the market is likely to pull back, and it keeps your harness from taking any longs, and you end up taking shorts in a bullish market because you think that this market should pull back. This is what I think it should do, but the market doesn't do what you think it's going to do. It does what it wants to do. So I'm just long right now. That's simple as that. Tesla relative weakness. If it breaks the pivot, might short. Okay, thanks, Joe. Yeah, certainly does have relative weakness, down about gapped up this morning. It's pulling back down toward the 50-day moving average. 325.10 is support. 325.10. See the gap up and then a pull down here. There's a pivot point that he's talking about right there. Just again, 325.10 is a horizontal support level, and then the 50 is right near there. Here it is here, okay. Again, you get the pivot point, and then you've got, see the 50 right there, and the 325.10, and the 50 is almost right at the same spot. That's going to be some support, and it's about halfway down this big green candle here. It's blue here, but it's a green candle. Again, I did take I did take the Momo this morning on open, just a little while ago. I'm out of it right now. I get in at 4:01 and I get out at 4:38 on open. Those are hard to, very hard to. I can't post them. I can just point them out to them, point to you when I see them. And both Shai and Joe pointed that one out to me, and I took advantage of it. About 10 minutes to 12. Syracuse AVA really sold off hard today. I went long on Friday. Let me look at the AVA. Yeah, it sold off very hard today. Right back down to the 8. I don't know why. It's obviously got relative weakness. It was a pretty nice setup on Friday. I don't blame you. I mean, it was definitely a nice setup on Friday with some nice volume. It wasn't terribly extended. It was going for 33.24 with the 8 was at 29, so it was about $4 extended. Had an ATR of about $3. So yeah, I don't know why it pulled back. I don't know if there was news on it or what, but this is why the market is tricky. Might pass this 15 EMA. Hopefully it climbs a little before it closes. Yeah, I mean it's sitting right on the 15. I don't know why it's down this morning. It definitely has relative strength. It's down almost 10%, and it wasn't at an all-time high. The chart actually looks pretty good. Again, Rendell here is trying to pull back just a bit. Wood coming in a little bit here this morning. This is one we've traded a couple of times. One's at 107.85 is a support level on Hood. Watching the SPY slide sideways. Okay, be right back. Just gonna look for some stocks. Oh. You taking Mucinex, Ruthie? Yeah, it's in my sock drawer. Post is 30 bucks. What the hell? Why are they doing? He probably did it because he forgot to send it when I said I hadn't seen it yet. Let's send it over to him. thought it was pretty impressive, I'll tell you that.
Well,
This is a good,
yeah,
this race.
good. All that.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that helps.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
Keep it moving it. I don't know if it's gonna help with this, but it's worth a try. What do you think, Alfie? What do you think? All right, just kind of watching here. I'm not gonna dive into anything with the SPY, just kind of moving sideways here. New all-time high right here on the SPY, just kind of moving sideways. You know, likely to be some profit taking up here. Q's coming in a little bit, so I'm not diving into anything right here. Again, I took nice profits in open. I think appreciate the call out on open. It may be another decent entry right here on open as it pulled back toward the VWAP right there. And Dell pulling back just a bit here. Coin coming in. The cryptos are starting to pull back a little bit here now. CDTX, that was a strong one this morning, and Friday, this just kind of watching it here now. Sarepta still bearish. Still bearish. It's a little extended, but it's still bearish. CNC also still bearish. That's when I traded 2 or 3 times. Still bearish on the daily chart. CNC, not a fast moving stock, but I do like the short on CNC here. If it gets back down below the VWAP, down today about 0.75%. The Sarepta bouncing up a little bit. ELV was another short I was looking at, but it's green today, so I'm not going to touch it. CVS was also a potential short, also green in the day. So a lot of the shorts are bouncing today. Netflix was also a short setup and also green in the day. All right, going to go back and look for some more. Yes, Syracuse on AEVA, it's below the 15 right now, but I would wait till the end of the day before I did anything on this. See if it recovers that 15. It typically does. I mean, it's a couple times it's gone below the 15 and stayed below the 15 for a day or so, but I wouldn't be too hasty to jump out of it. It's open, trying to bounce again here. Let's see what the volume looks like on the 5-minute. And volume's pulled back just a bit on this pullback, but it's back up to 395 again. I think this is a, if you like to trade this Momo stock, this is a pretty good entry. The problem is the volume is starting to decrease. You really want to see the volume pick up. Syracuse, that's funny. Freddie, did I mention CCJ? I did not mention CCJ. We've traded it before. It's pulled back to the 8. Some of these nuclear stocks are pulling back a little bit today. SMR has pulled back about 6%. NNE pulled back about 5%. CCJ pulled back about 3%. So I'd be waiting on all of these. CCJ is a decent setup. It's coming back toward the 8. But again, just because it comes back toward the 8 doesn't mean you want to buy it. You want to wait for that 8 to make sure that it offers support, and then and then bounces off of there. And you want confirmation that it's going to actually bounce, or it has bounced. So don't be trying to pick these things up on the way down, assuming that they're going to bounce. You want to pick them up after they bounce. Trading confirmation. Freddie, you're laughing. Freddie, that's a bad habit, trying to buy stocks when they're going down. Yeah, listen, wait for confirmation on any kind of a bounce. What you're doing there is you're trying to pick a bottom, and you try to catch it on the way down thinking that it's going to reverse. Wait for it to reverse and confirm that it's going back up again. Sure, you have to pay a little bit more than if you try to anticipate, but you're not going to get as many failed breakouts. Trying to anticipate that could fall right back through the 8, and you're going to be trapped in the thing. So again, that's a habit you want to get out of, which is trying to pick bottoms and trying to pick tops. Syracuse. Okay, an AEVA, you're thinking about adding because it's right at support. All right, you figure if it gets stopped out, whatever I add now wouldn't lose much, but lots of upside. Is that a bad idea? Yeah, it is. Okay, I don't mind that you're adding to a loser. I don't have any problem with adding to a loser if you've got a confirmation that it's going back into the original trend. You don't have any such thing right now. So again, as I just talked about another stock, trying to pick it on the way down. You're trying to anticipate that it's going to bounce. There's no bounce. You're trying to anticipate it. You're picking a bottom. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. You don't know why this thing is selling off like this, and that doesn't. This thing could continue to sell off, and you're getting in at a lower price, sure, but yeah, you won't lose much more. But you're not going to make any more either unless it reverses. Much better to wait for the bounce. You see, this is a big problem with retail traders is picking tops and picking bottoms. You're thinking to yourself, it can't go much lower, it's right near support, but it hasn't bounced. You want to see it get back up above the 15 and the 8, get back up in here and moving in that direction. Yeah, sure, you're going to pay a little bit more for it, but you're going to have a much higher probability that it's going to work. You don't have any probability that it's going to work right here except what you think is going to happen. Please don't trade what you think. Please trade what's happening. You know, that was one of the things that I had in the 11 most common mistakes retail traders make. Trading what you think or what you hear or what you see or some social media posting. Trading what you think and not what's happening. And there was a quote in there, and I don't know if I can get it exactly right, that Stephen Hawking said was that ignorance is not the biggest enemy of success, but false knowledge is. False knowledge, thinking that you know something that you don't know, is much more dangerous than being ignorant of something. So that's what you're trying to do, is you're making an assumption here. And if it worked, you'd be thinking maybe I can continue to do this in the future, and it would be a big mistake. I don't want to be too harsh on it here, but it's one of the biggest problems that traders make. Catching a falling knife, Sarang. That's exactly what they're trying to do, and it's dangerous. JPM, good swing opportunity to swing long. JPM. Let me look at Suzanne. Yeah. Yep. JPM, beautiful setup. Pulled back, moved up nicely. We made money, nice money on JPM last month. It's pulled back. Earnings were okay. Now it's bouncing up today. Most of the bank stocks I think are doing pretty well today. Bank of America up 1.4%. Morgan Stanley up about 1%. JPM up about 1%. Citigroup up about a 0.5%. Yeah, I like JPM, Suzanne. I do like I do like JPM as a swing trade here. Get the FOMC next week, by the way. A week from Wednesday is the FOMC for the July meeting. Likely is going to keep rates the same. Likely to will cut in September, but they could cut this month. It's hard to say. It's unlikely, but they could. Again, I didn't take open again. I'm just watching it. I don't like the volume. Volume's not high enough. SPY coming in. I'm just going to watch here as we move up to lunchtime. I'm just going to watch. SPY coming in here now, selling off from the all-time high. Not unexpected. People gets up that high, get a little profit taking coming in. And again, I'm not putting anything else on right now. I did trade open today. I'm out of it right now, but still a decent setup. I'd like to see some more volume on this thing though. This morning it had really good volume. The volume is what drives it, and right now the volume is dropping down, so I'm not going to touch it. Crypto stocks are all coming back in right now. Again, I added to my Dell position. It's holding up pretty well. It's got relative strength to the market right now. If you look what the SPY's doing, coming in pretty precipitously, not precipitously, but pretty steep. And here's Dell holding up pretty well. Red candle, but still holding up well. Yeah, we took ASTS off this morning. I think that was a very good exit for us. Still in WDC, which is chopping down. And URGN, which again I'm going to be holding here for a bit. It's holding up pretty nicely, coming up to a pivot point. Not a lot going on in the market right now. This is a pretty slow market right now. I'm not anxious to dive into anything else at the moment. We've had an extremely good month, and I'm not going to put a bunch of stuff on risk when the market is just kind of flooding around the all-time high. We'll be just looking for some really high probability trade setups. That's what we need to find. A 12:15. Gonna get some lunch here in a couple minutes, but I'll just bring lunch back to my desk so I can continue to work. I do anyway most days, but I was out this morning for about 45 minutes, so. Syracuse, my comment wasn't harsh. You didn't think it was harsh. You would rather hear that than lose money. That's my thinking. I'd rather be forceful on trying to tell somebody that what they're trying to do is not good. It might work, it might not work, but it's not likely to work. And if you do it 100 times, you're gonna have a losing percentage on it. So I appreciate that you don't take offense at it. Dell might be affected by Intel and Google earnings this week. There's a lot of tech stocks kind of have earnings this week, next week, and they all could be affected by it. But I think this Dell setup is very nice. I mean, I really think this is a very nice setup. It could obviously be affected. I don't think it's going to be affected by Intel. Or Google, but I'd be more likely to be impacted by more of the technology stocks that are in that same sector as Dell. Sarang, you're on a 7-hour road trip listening to your commentary like it's the radio. I appreciate that. Yeah. No advertisements on here either. You can just listen to me if you want. Appreciate that, Sarang. By coming down to the VWAP here. Let's see what happens. Go back and work where it opened this morning. Just make it easy to see. Okay, here is our open this morning. Quite a ways down to the gap fill. It's pretty big run up in it, and we'll see how far it pulls back. Triple Qs also coming below the VWAP already. Triple Qs are down today. They're still green, of course, because we had a pretty nice move up, but it's coming below the VWAP, and the see the momentum is turned bearish here as it breaks below the VWAP. But hard to trade against the bullishness in this market. By trying to find support right around the VWAP. Watching Dell pulling right down to the VWAP as well. WDC also pulling back below the VWAP, and URGN holding up pretty nicely, coming up above the VWAP, coming right up to the pivot point. And again, open. Still trading here. Again, not enough volume and open to get me to get back in it again. Volume candles have dropped a lot. Okay, market right down to the VWAP. I'm going to get ready to get some lunch. I'm going to get some lunch here and bring it to my desk. Market just trying to bounce off the VWAP. We'll see if it does or if it goes through it. Pretty red here right now. The momentum has really deteriorated pretty quickly as the market pulls down from the 15 for the VWAP. And let's see what it does there. Again, Dell's pull back, WDC pull back. Our positions are pulling back with the market right now. All of the positions we've got on the daily chart are very nice. I like Dell a lot. Looks really good. Again, 129.27 is where I want to see it stay above today. I'll still hold it, but I'd like to see it stay above 129.27. WDC just moving sideways. Just a really nice daily setup on WDC. URGN popped up a little bit this morning. Right now it's down 4 cents. Still sitting above the 8 and right wedged between it and the algo line. Okay, gonna grab something to eat. I'll be back in just a little bit. Let me check with YouTube. I got to shut the YouTube feed down. All right, YouTube, thank you very much for everybody for being here today on YouTube. Again, you go to rightlinetrading.com. You can see the in my room and the alert service and also the Spy Super System software radio, which you can buy if you want. It goes on your Thinkorswim platform. The Rightline will put it on there for you. It'll look exactly like mine, same indicators and all of the scans that I have. Again, that's at rightlinetrading.com, and you can get into my room and the alert service as well, which I'm here every day from market open to market close for the most part. And you see what I do. I talk about a lot of trades. I mention anybody wants me to comment on a stock, I do that. Bring up the charts, talk about it technically, try to help and educate everybody as far as the best way to make trades and become consistently profitable, which we are. Our room right now has got I think 26-3 over the last 6 weeks, so a pretty nice record, and I'm very happy and very proud of that. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and close down YouTube, and I'm going to get some lunch.